Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, it is the Wicked Cushion Esports 410 Winged Sprintcars Series tonight, presented by Dirty Old Bastards. Tonight we come to the Limaland Motorsports Park. Brett Wheeler joined alongside Chris Nunn. Chris, welcome not only to Ultimate Dirt TV, but welcome to the Dirty Old Bastards.
Yes, I've always wanted to have an excuse to say the word bastards alive on air, and now I have got one.
Yeah, you've got free reign to do whatever you like as we get set for qualifying on the program here tonight. Drivers have 2 laps to get their lap times in. As qualifying, once the times come through, they will be coming up on the left-hand side of your screen. Down the bottom left, that's the driver that we're currently watching on screen at the moment. And Kevin Hanley, one of the first cars to get a lap time, will be one of the first cars to get a lap time in. 11.294, setting the bar right now for quick time.
Billy Rowley there in that second spot, 11.402. John Bragman. Now Vinny Sansone up to the top spot, 11.152 or 153, excuse me. Richie Preston now. Billy Rowley. Times are just switching back and forth as we got Mike Keegan on the clock now.
Yeah, Mike Keegan, another one of these handy pro drivers getting around this tight little ball ring of a racetrack. 11.206 is his best lap time. Can he improve here on lap number 2 in the Team SETI? Hex Machine will wait for the times to come through a little slow. 11.383. Kendall Tucker for Swindell's Speed Lab. Again, another one of these drivers that is very handy. They're very versatile in the iRacing.com service. 11.090. All trying to chase down Hayden Cardwell with 11.087. But Joel Berkeley on screen.
Joel Berkeley, one of the final cars to try to knock off Hayden Cardwell at that top spot. Cardwell, 11.087, just barely onto the top spot as Berkeley about tapped the wall there coming out of turn number 3. First lap for Joel Berkeley is a 11.263, so he's got one more time to try to get around and take that top spot. We'll see if he improves here on lap number 2. And we're waiting for the clock. I don't think he improved at all. So
no, he would have got a contact with the wall, so didn't actually get a lap time in for that second lap. But to bring up the qualifying results on screen right now, Hayden Cardwell, he's going to go quick time, and Kendall Tucker, Chance Siskowski, top 3. So 3 heat races on the program for tonight. Let's go trackside, take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for heat race number 1.
Hayden Cardwell, your pole setter, with an 11.087. He'll start up front. Outside of him, Vinny Sansone from Illinois in the second spot.
Joel Berkeley going to start position number 3, and Kyle Stoltz lining up at a position number 4.
Third and final row, we'll see Tyler Henselman. Outside of him, Chris Roberts.
So just a short field here tonight in the 3 heat races. But nonetheless, all drivers are going to go through to tonight's main event. We had less than 24 starters. I believe we ended up having, I think it was 17 drivers signing into the pit area for tonight. So everyone going to the main event. But Chris, first time you're watching the Dirty Old Bastards here, the top 2 will go into the dash that is going to be run in the warm-up session.
All right, so we got a dash to run. I like that. I believe the dash sets up the lineup, correct, for the feature?
Yes, that's correct.
I like it. 6 cars getting set to go here. And one of the drivers up front, Hayden Cardwell, he is always tough to beat, no matter what he is driving. Sprint car, late model, you name it, he's going to be up front no matter where you go.
He certainly is. And driving for Slick Sim Sports as well as the driver that starts behind him in that yellow number 17, the Monty Motorsports car. He ran that car for the World E-Series. Joel Berkeley at a position number 3. Keep an eye on him. And Hayden Cardwell going to lead us off turn number 4 for the first of 10 circuits around the Limaland Motorsports Park.
And Hayden Cardwell takes the lead down the back straightaway. Berkeley now to the inside. They're going to take 2 distinct lines as Berkeley got sideways, and he's going to slow it almost to a stop there. He got back going down the front straightaway, but he is now behind the 8 ball as Cardwell still leads.
And Cardwell continues to lead from Vinny Sansone right now. And again, that's the top 2 drivers that are going straight through to the dash tonight. And then you go back to Kyle Stoltz in that 01 machine, and the battle on between the teammates. Chris Roberts in the 93 machine up top, and Tyler Henselman, he's working down low through turn number 1 and 2, 3 in the books. It'll be 4 complete this time by as they come off turn 4, 6 to run.
Henselman to the inside of Roberts. He's got that spot, so put Tyler Henselman up to that 4th position. But once again, top 2 out of each heat as Berkeley tapped the wall again coming out of turn number 1. Top 2 out of each heat go to the dash. That'll be ran during the warm-up session as mentioned. Right now it's Cardwell and Sansoni at the top 2 as we have 6 laps complete.
Yeah, well, Hayden Cardwell looking to put himself in good form right now here at the Limaland Motorsports Park, getting ready for what is going to be a 50-lap A-main event around this tight little bull ring, and it is certainly going to be elbows up, that's for sure. But the battle is on right now. Henselman is coming after Kyle Stoltz down into turn number 1 and 2, but Stoltz has got the advantage. But I tell you what, Henselman, that 21 is slowly creeping up to the rear nerve of that 01 machine.
He is caught up to him down the front straightaway. Going to try to utilize that high side as it's still got a lot of moisture on it. Middle of the racetrack, kind of trying to dry out just a little bit. But now here comes Chris Roberts now to the inside. That battle between Roberts and Henselman is for that 4th spot as we got 1 lap to go. Come to the checkers.
Yes, white flag is out to stand by. In fact, it's checkers right now. So checkered flag is complete as heat number 1 is complete, in fact. And it's Hayden Cardwell to get the win from Vinny Sansoni in 2nd. Let's bring up those heat race results. Official heat race results. Cardwell, Sansone, Stoltz just edging out Tyler Henselman for 3rd and 4th. Chris Roberts 5th, and Joel Berkeley back there in position number 6. We move on to heat race number 2. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
Carolina's Kendall Tucker on the pole. Outside him, we're going to see Billy Rowley in the number 79.
Yeah, Richie Preston going to roll off out of position number 3, and Joe Quinn will line up out of position number 4.
Row 3 on the inside, John Bragman in the number 12 machine. Outside of him, keep an eye on him. It's going to be David Heileman in 49.
And
it's like Tyler Landis. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, Tyson Landis going to roll off out of position number 7 as we do have all 7 cars on the racetrack here for heat race number 2. Now, you ever been to the virtual Limaland Motorsports Park? You ever been to the real Limaland Motorsports Park is the question.
I have not. I've been wanting to go, but I have not.
Favorite racetrack?
Oh Lord, there's too many. Boone, I gotta say, it's a tie between Macon Speedway in Illinois, Kokomo Speedway, and Fairbury Speedway.
Interesting. And 2 out of those 3 tracks we've got on iRacing.
Yes. Let's see. An honorable mention has to go to the dirt track at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Just the 2 races they put on there have been just phenomenal. Can't wait for iRacing to scan that bad boy.
Yeah, this should be a number of tracks, but there's a lot that goes in to it behind the scenes. But here we go. Heat race number 2 of 3 on the night as Kendall Tucker leads Billy Rowley and Richie Preston out of turn number 2. Preston in that 25 machine looking to the inside on Billy Rowley, but Rowley has 2nd spot, and here comes Rowley coming up the Tucker down into turn number 1 and 2. The race is on for the lead.
Wow, Rowley had to hit the binders, or he's going to squeeze Tucker into the wall. Tucker, though, takes the lead out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. And we keep an eye on David Heileman. He's already up to that 3rd spot, right in the wall. He tapped the wall there. That allowed Preston to get by, and so is Landis and Bragman both tried to get by as well.
There's good battle going on now for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th right now, but it's all Kendall Tucker to lead here in heat race number 2 here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Right through the middle, Rowley work on the top side through turn number 3 and 4. And man, you talk about this is certainly an elbows up racetrack. It's the elbows up Sim Sports 79 of Billy Rowley looking to transfer directly into the dash and secure himself a worst case scenario, top 6 starting positions as he nearly loops the car. Man, that was close to sending that 79 around facing the wrong way, but thankfully he had quite some distance back there to David Heileman in 3rd.
That was a good save and some good luck, but now Heileman's going to try to get to the inside of Rowley. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Slide job incoming. Heileman makes contact and Rowley's upside down.
Well, it's just probably been a hellish 2 laps there for Billy Rowley. Now look at Tyson Landis from 7th up to position number 2 in that wicked relief, wicked cushion, number 31 machine. Now he gets it loose out of turn number 2. What is going on in the middle?
This has been a crazy heat race here as they come out of turn number 4. Kendall Tucker will take the white flag as we go down the back straightaway. He's got a massive lead out of turn number 4. Kendall Tucker is going to take the win. And David Heileman's going to come home in that second spot, and he'll go to the dash as well.
Richie Preston home in third. Fourth is going to be John Bragman, Tyson Landis, Joe Quinn, and Billy Rowley there. Our drivers in heat race number 2. Those results coming up on screen right now. No post-race penalty. So Tucker Heileman to the dash. Preston, Bragman, Landis, Quinn, and Rowley all going through to the main event. No need for a B main, but one more heat race to come. Let's take a look. Your ultimate dirt to be starting grid.
Chance Siskowski on the pole, and then number 7 machine outside him. We're going to see Mike Keegan.
Kevin Hanley lines up out of position 3, and Jason Nygaard lining up out of position number 4.
Row 3 on the inside. I'm probably going to butcher it. Alan Simerl, Simerl, and Lewis Hewitt outside of him on the final row.
6 cars, final heat race of the night before we move into our dash. Again, it is the top 2 going through to the dash again from the heat race. So 4 drivers already locked in to the dash. And I noticed we're also missing just a couple of names from tonight's 410 Sprint Car Series. The likes of James Edens, he's not here tonight, and he's been one of these drivers that, along with Kendall Tucker, they've just been fairly dominant in the series. So I'm not sure where James is tonight, but he's missing from Limaland, that's for sure.
And James Edens, and that is one of the names you see all over the place, especially World of Outlaws and all over the mainstream. He is one of the best drivers in the country. Kind of sad not to see him here, but I bet a lot of these other drivers are kind of happy he's not here.
Yeah, Kendall Tucker's probably one of them, but look, those 2 guys have certainly been the pick of the drivers. Oh no, Siskowski into the wall in turns 3, and well, that's going to change the top 2 up as now Kevin Hanley leads from Keegan. Keegan around the outside out of turn number 2. Who's going to have it down into 3 and 4? Kevin Hanley continues to work the bottom side, and now the battle is on for second. Keegan going to get past, but look at Jason Nygaard, the 22, trying to round the pair of them up. He just caught the concrete wall in the backstretch.
Wow, what a great battle we've got rolling here. It's Keegan now into that second spot. Hewitt trying the inside now in that low groove. He's now moving that second spot around Keegan. He's got his eyes set on Kevin Hanley now, that 110 machine. Hanley's got a good groove on the bottom of the racetrack. As we have now 5 laps into the books, says Hewitt's closed in.
Yeah, Kevin Hanley going to try and hold on to the number 1 spot. Oh, just catching those inside U tires. He's going to lose the race lead. He's going to lose second right now because Keegan going to shut the door going down into turn number 1 and 2. But man, Hanley comes back at him on the inside. And look at Jason Nygaard winding that 22 up on the top side. The battle is on for the final spot in the dash.
Out of turn number 2 down the back straight away, Keegan and Hanley and Nygaard, and they make contact. Nygaard, Hanley is now around, and he is going to almost slow it to a stop as Keegan wheel hops down the front straightaway. Now Nygaard's in second.
2 to go this time by out of turn number 4. Keegan throwing the slider on Nygaard. Nygaard gets into the back and doesn't want to turn underneath him. Just opts to try and pull that car up without hitting the brakes and losing the momentum, but I'll tell you what, 1 to go right now, and Keegan and Jason Nygaard are still battling it out for positions number 2 and 3.
Into turn number 1 and 2 they go. Keegan back to the inside, going to try to slam the door shut on Nygaard. Nygaard's into the wall, going into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4 for that second spot, it's going to be Nygaard by a nose over Keegan.
Wow, what a race that was. That had everything. So many times we'd seen those, second, third, fourth, fifth spot drivers just change positions. So the skipping heats number 4 and 5, skipping the consolation race. So we'll bring up those results here for heat race number 3 as Hewitt gets the win. Jason Nygaard second going to the dash, and then to go back to Mike Keegan. There was only a little over a tenth in that one between us. Yeah, a little over a tenth between those pair for second and third. Alan Simerl comes home fourth. Kevin Hanley in 5th, and Chance Siskowski, a pole sitter. Well, after having that trouble in turns 3 there on the opening couple of laps, he finds himself back there in 6th. But it's not all doom and gloom for those drivers that finished third on back, because they still get to go to the show. They've just got to watch the dash that is coming up next.
That's going to set the lineup for the feature event. And this race, that racing in that heat race, man, that was, you figure they're racing for $5,000.
Yeah, the way some of these drivers act, you'd think that they'd be racing for a lot more, but I'll tell you what, there may be some hurt egos here tonight as It's a 50 lap long main event. We say long, but I think going back to Tuesday with the Dirty Old Bastards, their 360 Sprint Car Series at Lanier, I think they had a 40 lap feature, and that actually went green to checker. So, you know, it's quite a regular occurrence. You know, with the Dirty Old Bastards leagues, you know, they get the races that do go green to checker a lot more often than not. So it's hopefully going to be a good showing here tonight, and let's just hopefully we get to see 50. Well, we're going to see 50 green flag laps because they run the not counting the caution laps.
And it's always a good thing. You always want to see 50 green flag laps. I never ever agreed with, you know, counting cautions in dirt racing, but nonetheless, I mean, it's got to be an iRacing option. So looks like the dash is getting set to go here.
I can tell you just looking at the car numbers because I know these cars off by the back of my head. 22 of Jason Nygaard on pole. David Harleman in the 49 out of position 2. Lewis Hewitt out of position 3. Hayden Cardwell position 4. Kendall Tucker position 5. And Vinny Sansoni out of position number 6. Now I can bring up the timing here, and this is going to be all incorrect because it's actually the warm-up is going to go off their fastest lap times. But here we go, 6 laps on the board. It's going to be counted manually. Green flag is out. Jason Nygaard getting a good start. He'll go straight to the top side, and he'll wreck it down into turn number 1 and 2. There's Tucker and Hewitt coming together, but right now it's Harleman versus Cardwell. This is a good one.
Harleman now trying to the middle of the racetrack. Cardwell now back to the outside, trying to catch up down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It's still going to be Harleman, your leader, but here comes Cardwell to the inside now. I thought he was going to go to the outside, but throws the slide job on Harleman. Harleman, though, takes the spot back.
Here comes the 80 of Vinny Sansoni now in that orange number 80 machine. 3 down, 3 to run for David Harleman. Here he comes, the winding up, the number 7 Slick Sim Sports entry of Hayden Cardwell, trying to get a run on the top side against the iRacing USAC non-wing world champion of David Harleman. Here he comes, Hayden Cardwell getting the run now out of turn number 2. White flag is out this time by.
Here to go.
Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Cardwell to the outside, Harleman to the inside. They'll drag race off 2. Down the back straightaway for the final time in this dash, starting on the pole for the nice 50 lapper. Harleman throws a slider out of turn number 4. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Cardwell at the line.
And Cardwell will get the win there ahead of David Harleman, Vinny Sansoni in 3rd, Hewitt 4th. Then we go back to Tucker and Nygaard to round out the field here in tonight's dash. So what we'll do, we'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dare to be and come back. We'll play the National Anthem. Back with our 50 lap A main event up next.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV for tonight's 50-lap A main event for the Wicked Cushion Esports 410 Wing Sprint Car Series, presented by Dirty Old Bastards. Brett Wheeler joined alongside Chris Dunn. As Chris, we get set for our Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. So we'll take a look at those lineups right now, and just to go back through the first 6 positions, going to be mixed up a little bit. Now I know the lineup. Do you know the lineup?
I don't, but I'm going to assume it's going to be Cardwell and Heileman on the front row.
Correct. Hewitt, Sansoni and Hewitt in row 2.
And I believe it's going to be Tucker and Nygaard, right?
That's correct. 7th and 8th, there's going to be Kyle Stoltz and Richie Preston.
Row number 5 on the inside, Mike Keegan. Outside of him, going to see Tyler Henselman.
John Bragman and Alan Smell out of positions 11 and 12.
And then 13th, we'll see Chris Roberts. Outside of him, Tyson Landis.
Kevin Hanley and Joel Burke out of 15 and 16.
And row number 9 on the inside, Joe Quinn. And outside of him, starting 18th, is going to be Chance Siskowski. And then Billy Rowley is going to round out the field.
All right, so just waiting for the... There we go. So 52 laps it shows on the board. So the first 2 laps will be to get the drivers into their correct positions from the dash, and looks like they are in those positions right now, and just give a chance for race control to clear any black flags that the top 6 may have. So not this time by, but next time by out of turn number 4, Chris. We're about to let these drivers loose for 50 laps around Limaland. I'll tell you what, after what we've seen in the dash and after what we've already seen already in the heat race, this track is getting a lot more slicker, but these drivers are about to put on a show for 50.
Oh, the heat races and the dash were absolutely phenomenal, and that's going to be an indication we're going to be in for one whale of a feature, as we're going to go green here this time. First of 50 laps here at Limaland Motorsports Park, as we take them out of turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Side by side, it's going to be Cardwell and Heileman. Into turn 3 and 4, who's going to lead lap number 1? It is going to be... We got one upside down. It looks like it's going to be Kyle Stoltz. We're yellow.
Well, just think, lap number 1, and we are under yellow. Unfortunately for Kyle Stoltz, we'll take a look here at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. Those inside U tires, they are very, very unforgiving. It just he just caught the middle of it with the bottom chassis rails there. So unfortunately, we'll slow that down. So he misses the first one. The second one, the left front goes to go over. Just there, unfortunately, he had a chance to save that one. He had to turn right down into the racetrack, and that car would have saved it.
Unfortunately for him, he'll have to go to the back if he can get signed back in, or if he can get back in.
I don't think he's going to be too happy with himself, in fact, he's already back on pit road, so you see just up on the top of the thing. But we're going back to green flag action this time by. As green flag is going to come out, and just a quick reminder that it is not lap 4. I think the timing and scoring is just a little bugged until it gets to about lap 5 or 6, and then it'll fix itself back up. So right now Hayden Cardwell continues to lead from David Heileman. Go back and take a look at the 22 of Jason Nygaard. He's gotten by Vinny Sansoni, now coming after Kendall Tucker for 4th.
Good move by Tucker into that 4th spot. We're going to keep an eye on Hewitt on that bottom of the racetrack. He's the only guy down there running the bottom of the racetrack, trying to work a groove in to try to get underneath the top 2 cars of Cardwell and Heileman. And we got one around again. We got one upside down. We're going to go yellow. That looks to be Nygaard. Unfortunately, tough break for him.
Yeah, he got tagged by Vinny Sansoni, I believe it was. We'll take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. Take a look at our Black Diamond Motorsports onboard shot right now. He just got tagged there by Vinny Sansoni, and unfortunately for Jason Nygaard, he ends up upside down, and the poor old Team ABR driver just checked up for Kendall Tucker, and no chance or no room, no timing for Vinny Sansoni to check up. But that driver comes, I don't know, he's from Ohio somewhere, but yeah, actually he's a teammate of the defending and 2-time 410 World of Outlaws iRacing World Champion of Alex Bergeron.
There you go. I mean, that's you get the best teammates together, and they will put on a show.
Yeah,
I have a feeling. I have a feeling we're going to be in for a barn burner if we can get these green flag laps to keep going.
Cardwell and Harlan, they will put on a show. If they get side by side like they were in the dash, especially around here, I think we're in. And don't discount out Kendall Tucker as well in that double O machine. He's pretty quick around the likes of this type of racetrack as well. He knows how to, get elbows up and he just does the nitty things right. He just gets down and dirty and does what he has to do.
Hayden Cardwell, the driver out of Tennessee, down the back straightaway into the lead. Heilemann now to the inside, going to try to throw a slider coming out of turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, Cardwell, though, does the duck and under. And I think we're about to have a slide job fest, Brett, here at Limaland.
I think you are very, very correct on that one, Chris, as there goes Tucker. He gets by the 3 of Hewitt there for 3rd spot. And, well, these are the 3 drivers that are expected to be up front. Look at Berkeley. He come from deep in the field as well. He's up to the top, nearly top 5 already. But Heilemann throws a slider on Cardwell. Cardwell back to the inside. Kendall Tucker just waiting for an opportunity to try and drive by both of them down out of turn number 2.
Kendall Tucker just biding his time, running the high side. He is following Heilemann. Kind of diving a bit lower out of the turns is Tucker. He had that 2nd spot there for a split second. Now it's Heilemann. Tucker now trading 2nd spot with Cardwell as Lewis Hewitt and Joel Berkeley now to the top 5.
And Berkeley getting a run as Richie Preston and Berkeley continued along with Mike Keegan. They're going to continue to trade sliders as well down through turn number 1 and 2. And that bright yellow, you cannot miss that car on the racetrack. Joel Berkeley from Queensland here in Australia. He's driving the number 17 machine as Preston gets into the wall. Berkeley going to try and split the middle now on Keegan and Preston. 3 wide down into turn 3 and 4. Keegan, it's a double slide job on Preston. Keegan, but Preston works back to the inside. Here comes Berkeley this time.
Now Berkeley to the inside. While that was happening, Hewitt fell into the infield, almost spun out and had to take it through the infield, so he is out of this one in the pit area. But what a battle we got going on here as Richie Preston got around Berkeley for that 4th position. Keegan right back there as well. Top 3 pulling away, though, from that battle for 4th as they are almost a full straightaway ahead of those 3.
Yeah, just watch going back to the battle up front right now. It's David Heilemann and Kendall Tucker. Tucker closing in on Heilemann. Heilemann good on the top side out of turn number 4. Tucker as well. He's good on the top side. He'll tag the wall in the center of turn number 1 and 2. I'm actually surprised to see Hayden Cardwell just this far back, just starting to lose focus on what has been happening with the top 3, but back towards 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Man, there's a gaggle of cars right here. It's 3 teammates. You've got Alan Samel, Chris Robertson, Tyler Henselman all battling with Chance Siskowski.
Oh, we got one around.
Rowley. Yeah, that's Billy Rowley, the 97, the Obbers Up Sim Sports driver. Pretty sure he done a 360 and kept that going after tagging the back of one of those white cars. Now, it might have been Henselman who he tagged. Let's take a look at the wicked cushion instant replay. And it was, the 21. So right front, left rear. Nearly got a 360. He was on his way to doing a 360, but there was some cars coming in his direction. That's always a scary sight.
Well, that's going to allow Cardwell now to catch back up to the top 2. He was starting to lose a little bit of ground behind Heilemann and Tucker, so maybe he can reset himself now and get himself back into the mix. But now that's also going to let Preston and Berkeley catch up with those 3 as well.
Berkeley's good at running the bottom, especially here at Limaland. If this top side goes away and Berkeley can get that bottom side to work, he may just have a surprise in store for one of these 3 drivers up near the front of the field. Green flag is out. And speaking of running the bottom, look at Cardwell. He's trying to keep it now down mid-track on the exit of turn number 2 as Kendall Tucker works back to the outside. Berkeley now gets into 4th. Then you go back to Chris Robertson, the 93 machine. He's trying to work the bottom, and he is the true catfish.
Now to turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Your leaders file out single files. They're all going to run onto the top side. Out of turn number 4, Cardwell is now caught back up to Tucker as those 3 run the fence. Everybody's running the fence throughout the top 6 as we're going to come down to complete lap number 24 here at Limaland.
29 to go left in the main event tonight. Heilemann 3/4 of the way up the racetrack, not right up on top of the cushion in 1 and 2. How does he approach turn number 3 and 4? They're still single file. He's rolling the cushion through 3 and 4. Tucker and Cable, they cut it down to the middle of the racetrack. Heilemann into the wall in turn number 1 and 2. Opens up the inside line for Kendall Tucker. He'll take the lead, but now look, here he comes. Hayden Cardwell, slide job. Yellow flag is out. And David Heilemann, kiss your lucky stars. You go back to the lead.
Wow, things were starting to get absolutely fantastic up front. Unfortunately, yellow flag has to come out and ruin the entire party.
Yeah, I think this might be John Bragman in the number 17 machine. Let's take a look here at your wicket cushion. Instant replay. Get a close-up of that countryside stove and chimney number 12 machine. Oh, just getting to the back of Hanley there. And that was nothing. It's iRacing being sensitive.
Sometimes it just, you get too sideways and...
So, take a look at this. So, Berkeley, one of those Slick Sim Sports drivers. Hayden Cardwell, Slick Sim Sports driver. David Heilemann, Slick Sim Sports driver. You notice that only one person's got Slick on their car, I think. I don't think that 49 does. Oh yeah, he's got it behind the top wing. So, like Berkeley running that Multi Motorsports number 17. As James McFadden runs that car over here in Australia. But green flag is back out, and we're back underway, Chris.
Into turn number 1 and 2 they go. Out of turn number 1 and 2, everybody's still single file around the top side of the racetrack. Heilemann takes the lead by about 4 car lengths over Kendall Tucker. We're going to be keeping an eye on Cardwell, though. He was throwing some slide jobs there for the lead before that last came out, and we are under yellow yet again.
Looks like it's going to be Tyson Landis and Billy Rowley there. As we take a look here at wicket cushion instant replay yet again, as Billy Rowley and Tyson Landis, both drivers, got very loose in 1 and 2 in their respect in the same heat race it was. Oh, that's a tough deal there for Rowley and Landis. Rowley, I believe he's already put it back on the virtual hook along with Tyson Landis. So we're down to 14 cars left here in tonight's main event. And we're, what are we, lap 20? I think that'll go back to lap 27. So technically we're halfway home because those first 2 laps, of course, didn't actually count. So yeah, we're halfway home this time by exactly.
It looks like light's going to go out. Green's going to come out this time by... Wow, Tucker got a good start there on Heilemann. He was underneath him as soon as they came out of turn number 4, and he's going to take the lead away out of turn number 2. Sometimes a good restart's all you need. Now here comes Cardwell to the inside. He's running below the tires.
I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this happen, but look at Tucker and Heilemann now. They're 3 wide down into turns 3 and 4. Tucker is below the inside tires, and surely there's got to be a warning for that one, because that's not even on the racetrack. It's not even a line.
Cardwell was cutting down underneath the tires into the infield, and now he's taking the lead. You got to wonder how that's standing, but now the karma train got him, and he's in the wall.
Yeah, well, still holding on to the race lead. Here comes Heilemann. Big slider down into turn 3 and 4. Heilemann, Cardwell, Berkeley to the lead. Ho-ho! And Richie Preston to second, and not David Heilemann, sorry. Hayden Cardwell into the wall.
Wow, what an absolute stunning turn of events. Cardwell using the infield to make passes, and now he's into the wall and upside down. What a crazy turn of events there as Heilemann just threw an absolute monster slide job, and it was just a chain reaction after that.
Oh, a couple of Slick Sim Sports drivers there. Heilemann and Cardwell coming together. Tucker was there as well. He had no place to go, and Berkeley said, "All right, boys, you guys sit there and have a cup of tea and have a biscuit. I'll take the race lead." So he started position 16. Joel Berkeley did. He is now in the race lead.
Got to figure out exactly the lineup here. Looks like it's going to be Berkeley, Preston, and Tucker. Heilemann got shuffled back to that 4th position. Cardwell, though, he's not out yet. He is still back there in the back of the pack.
still back there in what is going to be 14th position. As we're about to go back to green with 20 to run. Berkeley to lead from Preston and Kendall Tucker. They're your top three right now. Green flag is back out. And Tucker now coming straight after Richie Preston down into turn number 1 and 2. He'll take second, back away from Preston. Keep an eye on Heilemann as well, coming after Richie Preston out of turn number 4. So Preston looking to stay inside the top 3, but I don't think it's going to stay much longer because these drivers on the top side, they are just so quick and just keeping the car so straight.
And Berkeley still your leader off the top of the racetrack, Richie Preston. I believe that's Tucker there into that second spot there. Excuse me. Preston fell all the way back to the 4th spot. They kind of look the same from a distance. Chris Roberts into that 5th spot now. They're running on the bottom of the racetrack. But speaking of the bottom, here comes Tucker sliding up in front of Berkeley, almost making contact for the lead.
Yeah, that was close. And now here comes Heilemann back after second on Kendall Tucker. He had it momentarily through the center of turn number 3 and 4, but Tucker good with the crossover. Preston and Roberts battling for 4th and 5th. Roberts to the middle of the racetrack. That's the white number 93, the white and blue one. Then just in front of him, there's the black, white and blue number 25 of Richie Preston. But in front of them is your top 3, and they all, top 4 in fact, run the top side. That's back to Chris Roberts, the first car, trying a different line here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. We are closing in on about 14, or we've gone just past 14. It'll be 13 to go this time by.
Out of turn number 3 and 4, Hayden Cardwell decides to call it a night. His fun meter is pegged for this one. As they roll out of turn number 1 and 2, slider for the lead. Not able to make the pass as Tucker. Berkeley holds on to the point as here comes Heilemann now to the inside. He'll try to slide up in front of Tucker for that second spot. They almost make contact out of turn 4, but they still remain 1, 2, and 3.
Berkeley continues to lead. Tucker, Heilemann, Preston, and Roberts. That's your top 5. Then you go back to Mike Keegan. And then Tyler Henselman looking for a good result here tonight in the 410s. Last night in 305 competition at the Williams Grove Speedway. He had to come from the B main, and in the space of about, I want to say about 10 laps, he was involved in other people's mess, and unfortunately he actually went upside down twice. Once in the B main, still transferred, but then also in the main event as well, and it was to his credit, not to his fault. There's changes up for the front for the race leaders. Kendall Tucker has gotten by Joel Berkeley. Now here comes Heilemann back to a 3-car battle, and nearly 3 wide. Tucker to the inside. Oh, what a crossover.
Wow, they just split Heilemann like he was standing still. Now Heilemann goes back to the inside. They almost made contact. It's Berkeley, Tucker, Heilemann, all 3 wide for the lead as they come out of turn number 2. They're still 3 wide at contact, and Tucker almost goes around. Or Heilemann got the worst end of that deal. Now Berkeley, we're still green as Berkeley made contact with Heilemann there. He fell all the way back to 5th. Wow.
Yeah, and Richie Preston, in fact, got second position out of that one. David Heilemann, he's called it quits. He's gone back to the infielders. Now we're coming up to the lap car of Kyle Stoltz as Kendall Tucker. Stoltz runs the low side. Richie Preston, again, he is just locked out in the series with drivers up the front coming together. But he's had good car speed all season long. And with 5 laps to run, I don't think anyone is going to catch Kendall Tucker because Richie Preston, he's about to have some pressure from Joel Berkeley here in these final stages of this main event. But tell you what, Richie Preston, he is just doing the right things right at the moment. He's just following your race leader.
Yeah, top 3 cars, they're at the same distance, separate first and second from second and third. Unless something drastic happens, this race is all Kendall Tucker's. He's been patient. He's been right there. He's avoided all the mayhem, and he has found himself out front as we're going to come down to 2 laps to go this time by.
2 to go here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. The Wicked Cushion Esports 410 Wing Sprint Car Series presented by Dirty Old Bastards. It is Kendall Tucker for Swindell's Speed Lab. He will greet the white flag this time by out of turn number 4. That's not sure. There goes Berkeley. I thought he just blinked out a little bit, but for the final time down the back straightaway in the corner number 3. Now to corner number 4. The win, the checkered flag, going to go to Kendall Tucker. Second across the line is going to be Richie Preston, and third home will be Joel Berkeley. Fourth is going to go to Mike Keegan, Chris Roberts, rounding out the top 5, and we'll bring up those feature race results for you right now. Tucker, Preston, Berkeley, Keegan, Roberts, the top 5. Hanley, Quinn, Henselman, Sansoni, Siskowski, the top 10. Samuel, Bragman, Stoltz, Heileman, Cardwell, Landis, Rowley, Hewitt, and Nygaard was the final driver there. As that is our feature race done. And, oh, Chris, that is all. So we've just got the interviews to come for the top 3. But once we got that show on the road, it was a pretty good race there in the end.
Yeah, it got crazy there within the last 15 laps or so. We about wadded up the entire top 4 there at one point in time. Heileman, though, he had a good car. Unfortunate to see him, being able to have to drop out of the race there with a few laps to go. Cardwell and Heileman both having to drop out. Kind of took a couple of favorites out, but nonetheless, it was still a good race.
All right, we're just going to give these drivers about 30 to 60 seconds to get in the Discord, but we'll chat to the driver that comes home second place. No, in fact, Chris, we're going to let you interview our winner here tonight, Kendall Tucker.
All right, Kendall Tucker, Chris and I up here in the booth. Man, what a wild, wild race that was. At one point, it looked like the top 3 or 4, you guys are just going to wad each other up, but nonetheless, you stayed patient, you stayed straight, and you found yourself in victory lane. Just take us through those last 10, 15 laps.
Yeah, that was a crazy race with all the slick guys. I think Joel, he just got a little loose off of 2 right there, and he ended up coming down into me, and David was to my inside, and we just kind of all got bottled up right there, and I think David wrecked out. I'm not sure if Joel did or not from that, but I just hated that happen. We was having a heck of a battle. I don't know, we just was waiting for the fuel load to burn off because the car just wasn't as fast as it really needed to be early in the race, but I knew that as long as the line that I was running on both ends, I figured it'd come in eventually once the track got slick enough. And it did. That's what we was set up for. So just glad it came around to us.
And you gotta love being the first one across the finish line, especially in a crazy race like that. It's like I said, you guys were so close. You guys were throwing bombs at each other, slide job after slide job. But when racing is that close, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to word this. How much does patience come in handy there?
Yeah, you really have to be patient. It's easy to want to make a move quicker than you need to. Luckily I've raced on here long enough. I kind of know when to pick and choose my battles. So was really just trying to be patient. I mean, it's tough. You really want to just try and get up to the front and just try and check out. But sometimes you just gotta just race it out and see whose car comes around to them the most throughout the race. And 50 laps, so really a long time. And the sprint cars don't ever usually run that many laps. So was really just trying to keep the front nose wing and everything on it and in one piece, and had it survive to the end. That's what we had to do, and we done it.
You got to give thanks to who you want to give shout outs to.
Yeah, just all my guys over at Swindell Speed Lab and K1 Race Gear, Bell Helmet, South Bay Partners, HMS Motorsport Racing Electronics, and ML Performance. And thanks to Chris for the league always, and thank you to you and Brett for the broadcast. I think we'll see y'all next week. If there's another one, I'm not sure.
All right, that's your winner, Kendall Tucker, here at Limaland Motorsports Park. Brett?
Yes, going to chat to the driver that comes home second place tonight, and he just seems to find his way onto the podium yet again. This time he lucked out once again, but showed some very good car speed all throughout this 50-lap main event. Richie Preston home in second. Richie, you've got to be thrilled about this result here tonight.
Yeah, good points tonight. We had the speed for Kendall, I think, there, but I screwed up the front end a little bit early in the race, got in the wall. That kind of affected our speed a little bit, I think. But I mean, we were still quick. It's good to be running up front with all those good guys, and a lot of fun.
50 laps was always going to be a difficult task to get around here, green to checker, but, with the track slickened off, how much throttle input did you have specifically to get around here? Because this track, as we look at it right now, as the lights shine bright on it right now, it's glossy, it's black slick from top to bottom.
About quarter to half, basically the whole way around. I pulled the wing back to make sure I didn't overcorrect on the throttle control there, so that helped a lot. And 50 laps, like you said, it slickened off a lot from the beginning to the end, so that extra wing in the end helped a lot. So just a lot great night of racing, and can't thank everybody enough.
All right, Richie, well, we'll let you thank those people that need to be thanked, and we'll congratulate you on a second place finish here tonight. Yeah,
you, Brett, everybody, UDTV, can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast here in a little bit. And then Chris for the league. DOB, Wicked Cushion, Wicked Cushion Esports for the sponsoring the league, and then my team, Elbows Up Sim Sport, our sponsors, Anderson Speedway, Motorsports Beat, Just Up Logistics, Paints by Tunican, Hergot Real Estate, BS Air, Old Photography, Catch Fence Apparel, and Fairway Independent Mortgage Company.
There we go. Richard Preston at home in second place. We don't have Berkeley just yet, but we'll wrap this one up. Chris, thank you very much. Your first time here at Limaland, or first time here with the Dirty Old Bastards. Who presented this night again? I'll let you say it, because I know you like to say it.
Dirty old bastards.
Here we go, Chris. We'll see you back in an hour's time. But again, a big thanks to, of course, Wicked Cushion Esports and the guys at Dirty Old Bastards for putting on this event here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Big thanks to, of course, Wicked Cushion, World of Thunder Racing League, DirtFan.com, iRace Wraps, ISBC Broadcasting, and Critical Hit Baits. On behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the management behind the scenes, it's not good night. We'll see you shortly in a little over an hour's time for the California Lightning Sprints 360 Winged Sprint Car Series, their finale, as they head to the dirt track at Charlotte. Until then, it's see you soon.